Hey guys, in today's video, I will be listing off the 10 bodybuilders who I believe have the best biceps of all time. The judging criteria for how and why I chose these guys was pretty loose, and I was only looking for size, fullness, shape, and freak factor. I also want to mention that all the guys on this list have top tier separation and condition. Furthermore, things like muscle insertions weren't necessarily taken into account when finding the top 10, since most of the time, guys with highly inserted peaky biceps tend to have a freakier shape. Lastly, before this video starts, if you guys could take a moment to like and subscribe, it would really mean a lot. My videos have been doing extremely well because of your help, and it would only help generate more traffic to my channel. Anyways, with that all being said, let's get into this video. Starting off this list, Nick Walker takes the 10th place spot, one of the few current day pros with insane peaked biceps. Other guys like Michael Krizo or William Bonac could have taken this spot, however, I think Nick has freakier, better biceps than both of them, but that's only my opinion. Anyways, Nick has ridiculously peaked biceps, as I mentioned, that really enhance his name, the Mutant. I don't really think his biceps beat anyone else on this list, though, because they aren't the most aesthetic, nor are they the craziest. In ninth place is Flex Wheeler, the Sultan of Symmetry. Before anyone says anything, I'm talking about the Flex Wheeler before his alleged synthol use. During his career, Flex had some insanely full, round, and bubbly biceps, which had amazing flow on their own. Even with the synthol use, his biceps retained their trademark shape and always looked phenomenal. People can say all the negative things they want, but for me, regardless of the synthol, Flex had some of the most insane, best flowing biceps of all time. You guys may be surprised to see Lee Priest in 8th place when I placed him in 2nd for the best arms ever. While he does have some of the best biceps of all time, featuring rounded peaked biceps, he doesn't have the freak factor of other guys on this list. Priest had amazing balance between his biceps and triceps and forearms, which is what got him such a high placing on the top 10 best arms video. Basically, he has top tier biceps, it's just that his massive forearms and massive triceps make his great biceps stand out less. Overall, Priest had solid biceps that were shapely and conditioned, but he doesn't really have, let's say, top 5 biceps. In 7th place, we have Kai Greene, a man who possessed impressively peaked, well-developed biceps. During Phil and Kai's battles at the Mr. Olympia, Kai would always dominate Phil in the bicep department, and it is very clear why. His biceps were just massive, and his relatively underdeveloped forearms sort of highlighted his outstanding biceps in a way. Interestingly, in certain shots, his biceps and arms as a whole appeared relatively frail. I don't know why Kai lacked thickness from certain angles, but it is clear that this was a major flaw in his physique. This is why he doesn't place any higher on this list, because all the guys after him have biceps that present extremely well from any angle. Albert Beckles takes the 6th place spot with those heart-shaped biceps. Beckles had some of the best biceps for his time, and personally, I really love the overall aesthetics and shapeliness of them. They were round, kind of highly inserted, but they were peaked to perfection anyways. In my opinion, he has the most desirable biceps in terms of shape, and I would prefer to have his biceps over really anyone on this list. Of course, he did not have the largest biceps, which on an objective list like this hurts him. However, a top 6 finish is still amazing for this golden era competitor. This top 10 biceps list would be incomplete without mentioning the legend Arnold Schwarzenegger, so here he is in 5th place. There's no denying that for the 70s, he had some of the largest and peakiest biceps. Something that, many notice is that Arnold has an imbalance in his biceps, with one being larger or taller than the other. While he did have this imbalance, through excellent posing, he was able to almost completely hide this problem. Moreover, shots like the mantis pose truly highlight the fullness of his developed biceps, which are just insane and crazy to look at. Arnold had some of the best biceps ever, and 5th place is very respectable for him to be in. Ronnie Coleman takes the 4th place spot, and I know some of you may be upset that he's not even in the top 3. It is true that Ronnie Coleman had some of the best, peakiest biceps of all time. However, in a year like 2002, his biceps appeared to be so small relative to a year like '03. Regardless, that doesn't take away from his amazing showings like 99 or even 2003, where he presented some of the best biceps the world had ever seen. The reason he doesn't place any higher is really because the other guys on this list just have better biceps, in my opinion. In third place is another German behemoth, Markus Ruhl. He featured some of the freakiest biceps with crazy peaks that rivaled and even defeated the all time greats like Ronnie Coleman. Now, did Marcus have better arms than Ronnie? No. Better biceps? In my opinion, he did. Basically, I think that Marcus had larger biceps than Ronnie Coleman, but, not necessarily freakier biceps. It was definitely difficult to choose who should have made this top 3 spot, since Ronnie in '03 had some of the best biceps ever, but Marcus in the early 2000s had amazing biceps too. Even into his, late career, he had amazing biceps. Overall, though, after looking at many pictures, I've concluded that Marcus and Ronnie, you know, I think that Marcus had Ronnie just beat slightly, having the larger biceps overall. In the second place spot is Robbie Robinson. This man was displaying the most ridiculous biceps all the way back in the golden era. In my opinion, he had the best bicep peaks in terms of aesthetics and overall flow, not to mention longevity. And we look at the rear double bicep shot, and it is clear to see that his bicep peaks were otherworldly. Moreover, to add to the aesthetics and flow, Robinson had superb symmetry, which is something that not everyone on this list possesses. I could definitely see you choosing Robbie over the first place winner. However, to do so, we've got to see who beat him. In my opinion, Marco Savolinen had the best biceps of all time. Now, I know that he only competed a few times, which in many cases should make it impossible for him to place first. However, his appearance at the 1997 Finnish Grand Prix was just so ludicrous that he needed to be here. At that show, he presented the fullest, roundest, and some of the freakiest biceps the world had ever seen. The development he had in the biceps completely overshadowed almost every muscle in his upper body, and for good reason. They were by far the best body part that he had, and it's not like he lacked other world class muscles. I mean, his back was one of the best on that stage. I could definitely see an argument being made for him placing lower on the list because of the lack of the competitive appearances. In other words, he lacked a lot of appearances in shows and stuff like that. However, I believe that his insane biceps just made him deserve this first place spot. So that pretty much does it for this list, a much, much easier muscle group to judge in my opinion. Please let me know down below if you guys enjoyed this video and if there are any other muscles you would like me to rank or really for, anything for that matter. Anyways, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, comment down below any thoughts and ideas you have, and like always, thank you for watching.